Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Steins Gate 0. In the last episode, Suzuha Mane was reflecting momentarily before she was interrupted by a surprise greeting from Faris Nyan Nyan with tasty food on the roof of the radio building. As they were talking, however, Suzuha discovered an unknown intruder was eavesdropping on their conversation. Unfortunately, before Suzuha was able to apprehend said intruder, they managed to escape on a motorcycle. Which is not good news. That means an outsider has clearly been keeping tabs on the time machine that's currently sitting on the roof of the radio building, and that's not good. Also, Suzuha has made it her personal mission and duty to try and get Rintaro Okabe to the entrance of Steins Gate no matter what.
それが未来の父さんとの私をここに送り出してくれた人たちみんなとの約束だからさ。
Unfortunately for Suzuha Mane, she has, even though she can relate to the current psychological trauma that Rintaro is going through at the moment, especially as far as Kurisu Makase is concerned, she is yet to truly realize how deep in his heart and his mind that trauma has buried itself. And Faris is understandably concerned.
わかったにゃ。その代わりダルニャにだけはちゃんと話しておくこと。
I'm pretty sure that Suzuha has no problems doing that.
Okie dokie.
But things are certainly not looking good. The last part was almost a whisper as her words melted into Akihabara's sky. Well, the intruder got away. That's extremely unfortunate. Probably we might see them again. And now we're back with Maho Hyajo at the Brain Science Institute, where the Amadeus system is currently being housed, and Maho was fidgeting. She knew exactly why, but she didn't want to admit it.
Maho, 準備はできたかい?
And there's Professor Liskanen, his usual smile, which rather surprised Maho. It appeared out of nowhere. She awkwardly stood up from the chair as Dr. Liskanen spoke to her. Maybe he's here to discuss about Rintaro's current assignment as a tester for Amadeus Kurisu.
何ですか?
Though he seemed somewhat amused by that notion as well.
少しはおめかしするかと思ったんだが、魔法はマイペースだね。
You're a very humorous man, Professor Liskanen. Dr. Liskanen stared at her for a moment, and then spoke. It was obvious he was referring to her outfit.
この前みたいにパーティーに出席するわけじゃないんですから。
So it seems that Professor Liskanen wants to celebrate Christmas as well. Yeah, Maho did wear her lab attire to the post-seminar reception dinner after the grand unveiling of Amadeus.
あれは服を忘れたんです。
そうだったね。
Yeah, and much like Rintaro Okabe, Maho Hyajo is not really fond of formal gatherings. Dr. Liskanen was wearing his translator all the time these days. In fact, he had actually told Maho to talk to him in Japanese, which is rather surprising.
さて、 クリスとリンタロウはどういう関係を築いているかな？会うのが楽しみだよ。
So he's interested to see the bond between Rintaro and Amadeus Kurisu. Mahu and Dr. Liskanen were about to head into Tokyo proper. There they were to meet Rintaro Okabe. It had been 2 weeks since they'd first asked him to test Amadeus. It was time for the first report. Well, yeah, unfortunately, Rintaro has allowed Amadeus Kurisu to pick up on some things that he would have rather left alone. Unfortunately, you can't help that. Of course, that was the reason Maho was fidgeting to begin with. She was nervous to meet Okabe, no, to see Amadeus Kurisu for the first time in quite a while, because until now Amadeus Kurisu has basically resided here in the Science Institute, in a laboratory in a confined space. But now she's out and about in Akihabara, seeing new sights. Of course, Maho was able to talk to Amadeus Kurisu anytime she wanted, obviously. But since she'd asked Okabe to be a tester, she'd tried to avoid doing so as much as possible. She didn't want her conversations to add any extra noise.
教授、出発する前に一つ聞いても？
なんなる意図？
なぜ
Okay.
岡部さんなんですか？
I suspect it has something to do with his prior connection to the real Makase Kurisu, although of course in this world line that was only in brief passing. Mahu had wanted to ask Dr. Liskanen that for a long time now. If she was going to ask it though, now was the time. And Liskanen is deep in thought.
嫉妬しているのかい、魔法？
Certainly an odd question.
それは。
She felt heat flush her face. In other words, he was right. Is she jealous of Rintaro, or is she jealous of Amadeus Kurisu? Yeah, she was jealous of Okabe, not that she wanted to admit it. Probably because of his
正直
connection to the actual Kurisu,
納得はしていません。
which definitely seems to upset Maho.
クリスの話し相手なら他にも適任がいたはずです。
例えば、君とか？
In other words, there are other people who can interact with Amadeus
そうは
Kurisu.
言いません。私はクリスともアマデウスとも近すぎますから。
リンタロウはいい青年だよ。
At least Liskanen thinks rather highly of Rintaro.
本気でそう信じているなら教授はお人よしです。
Although Maho has her doubts.
人の本質を一度会っただけで理解することなんて不可能ですよ。もし彼が私たちに隠れて他の研究者にアマデウスを売り渡してしまったら？
The only lab that you have to worry about concerning that is the Future Gadget Lab, and you don't really need to worry, because even though Rintaro has taken Amadeus Kurisu there, he wants to keep a low profile, and Rintaro's never been one to sell out his companions.
最初はそのつもりはなかったとしても、お金を前にしたら気持ちが揺らぐことだってあります。それが人間というものです。
Nah, it's maybe Horin Kyoma, but even then, Rintaro has always has surprisingly put his conscience first, even if his past experiments concerning time travel were somewhat reckless.
仮にリンタロがアマデウスを撃ったとしよう。それでどうなるかな？
In that instance, Rintaro would be the least of your worries. It would be who acquired Amadeus, the AI technology, that would be the ones to worry
ア
about.
クセス権を手に入れた何者かはクリスと仲良くなってアマデウスそのものを乗っ取ったりできるかな？
Especially if they were good at breaking into systems such as
それは
Amadeus. Maho asked herself the question, then realized that the chance was almost zero.
ありえません。
So apparently their security measures are supposedly
そう
fail-safe,
ありえない。
according to both Maho and
な
Liskanen.
ぜならそんな事態になればクリスの方が対話を拒否するだろうからね。
Some hackers can be pretty persuasive.
アマデウスはそういう意味でとても面倒くさいシステムだよ。なかなかこちらの思い通りには動いてくれない。もちろんアマデウスが説得される可能性もあるだろうけれど。
Now Liskanen's trademark grin is gone and he's very serious for a change. There is the possibility that Amadeus itself could be persuaded.
そのために私はモデルとなる人格にクリスと魔法を選んだとも言えるわけでね。
So you chose two stubborn personalities who would normally refuse to open up under even the direst of circumstances. Is that what you're implying? Dr. Liskanen gave her a mischievous wink, or you could be having fun at Maho's expense.
私もクリスも気難しいですからね。そうやすやすと説得はされないでしょう。
Indeed, and I believe Rintaro Okabe can attest to that very fact as far as Kurisu Makase is concerned, which is probably what is bugging Maho deep down and under the surface. She knew he was teasing her, so she decided to say it.
いかにも君たちは本当に容赦ない。
Yeah, when things get tough, that's very true.
これぞ最強のセキュリティだよ。
Yeah. Of all people that could be relied on for the best security, it would certainly be
け
Kurisu.
なされているように聞こえるんですが、
Of course, Maho doesn't think that flattering in the least.
君たちは我が研究室が誇る最高のレディーさ。
Now that would definitely be a compliment. The finest scientists also that the Victor Condria University, the pride and joy of that particular university, I might add. Dr. Liskanen laughed happily. He always had a childlike innocence about him.
いずれにせよ、アマデウスの AI は一筋縄ではいかないわけでね。だからこそ面白いとも言える。
True, Amadeus is actually pretty sophisticated for an artificial intelligence.
そんな彼女たちを身内だけで独占していても進歩はないだろう。
It seems that Liskanen himself is a scientist
ア
at
マデウス
heart.
が劇的な進化を遂げるための起爆剤のようなものがちょうど欲しいと考えていたところなんだ。
And of course, in the case of Amadeus Kurisu, Liskanen believes that that catalyst is Rintaro Okabe
しか
himself.
もなるべく研究とは無関係な人物に預けたかった。
Since Maho and Liskanen would technically be described as the control models for Amadeus.
ウィンターローは聡明だし適任だと思ったんだ。 クリスの友人でもあったわけだし。
Of course, that's only going to be rubbing salt in the wound there, Leskinen. And Maho falls silent.
とりあえず今日の報告次第で判断してもいいんじゃないか。クリスがリンタロと過ごしてどう変化したのかを見極めてからだね。私たちが見たことのないような意外な一面を覗かせてくれるかもしれないよ。
If Amadeus Kurisu ends up going down the similar path as her real life flesh and blood counterpart, that could certainly be the case.
はい。
That was what was making her nervous. If Amadeus Kurisu had changed into someone that she didn't know, that would make her sad.
そろそろ時間だ。レオ。
Indeed. Let's be off. Maho nodded. And we're back with Rintaro. We're at Yanabayashi Shrine of all places. And it's the 15th, Wednesday. I walked onto the grounds of Yanabayashi Shrine and quietly took a look around. Several cats were sunbathing beneath the cold winter sky, but there was no sign of even anyone else. Rukugo wasn't back from school yet, so he's not here at the shrine. Okay, I could talk to Amadeus Kurisu without anyone staring at me here. I was supposed to meet with Dr. Liskinen and Maho after this. Before that happened, I wanted to confirm something with Amadeus Kurisu. I decided to start the app. Fair enough, let us call Amadeus Kurisu for a change.
Hello.
And she picked up after a couple of phone calls.
話がある。
Yeah. Possibly about the lab and about our
今日は
upcoming...
この後教授や先輩に会う予定なのよね。その件について。
Well, Amadeus Kurisu certainly has a tight grip on her itinerary,
あ
which is actually to be expected.
緊張する必要はないんじゃない？基本的にはログを提出して、あとはあんたから見た私がどんな印象だったのか軽く聞かれるぐらいだと思う。
Hate to break it to you, Amadeus Kurisu, but that is the what you've just described is the very reason that Rintaro Okabe is nervous about this.
あ、それだ。ログだよ。それを聞きたかった。もしかしてこれまでの会話は全部記録されてるのか？
If the app has actually been on this entire time, then certainly everything would have been recorded.
最初に話したでしょ？私は私以外アクセス不可の領域にログを取っているって聞いてなかった？
So basically, the conversation that Rintaro had with Amadeus Kurisu before being interrupted by Suzuha Mane is currently being stored in the database.
それを今回教授とヒアジョーさんに提出するのか？
I would take it that that's probably part of her programming.
多分そう。
ということはプライベートのことをお前に喋ろうものならヒアジョーさんやレスキネン教授に筒抜けっていうことか？
That is the unfortunate truth.
あんたね、今さら？
Yeah, it was a little late. Amadeus Kurisu and I have been talking for 2 weeks. I should have asked about this earlier when I got the access key for Amadeus.
今日になって気づいたんだ。
That's, could be more than a little embarrassing.
なあ、俺これまでに何かまずいことを話さなかったか？
Probably, too late to ask that question.
例えば合コンでろくに女の子と話せなかったこととか、実家が八百屋さんなのにナスが嫌いなこととか。
ナスは嫌いなんじゃない。苦手なだけだ。
Yeah, looks like Amadeus Kurisu will be giving Maho and Liskanen everything they've talked about, or at the very least, everything that Amadeus Kurisu has been listening to so far. If that was all, I really didn't care.
あんたが最初に私と話した時にクリスティーナって呼んだこととか。
It appears that Amadeus Kurisu isn't going to let the Christina matter drop, which is bad news bears for Rintaro.
それについては忘れてくれ。
人の記憶は曖昧で、時間が経てば経つほど主観が入り混じるし、物語が付与されていく。
Indeed, that is certainly true. Although I thought that the Amadeus system was a little bit more
その
sophisticated.
内容がポジティブかネガティブかに関係なく、印象的な言葉しか思い出さないことも多い。それに引きずられて前後の会話の記憶はねじ曲げられていく。
Of course, it would stand to reason that Amadeus Kurisu would have an incredible knowledge of neuroscience. Maybe she inherited not just the memories but the talent of Kurisu Makase. Wouldn't that be an interesting thought? And Rintaro has absolutely no idea what she's talking about.
それが悪いことだと言ってるわけじゃない。人の記憶というのはそういうものなんだから。
Your explanation fits Kurisu's to a T, Amadeus.
でも
As
アマ
always.
デウスは人じゃない。まだ研究段階の不完全な AI よ。
I believe Maho essentially said the exact same thing.
教授たちにとって大きな壁の一つなんだけど、実は人の持つ曖昧さをアマデウスはまだ完全には再現できていない。
Though it's actually rather interesting that Amadeus Kurisu would actually refer to Amadeus itself as a separate entity. That is a curious trait, if I do say so myself. Now Rintaro is more intrigued than confused,
つまりね、
although he's still
忘れる
confused.
という脳の高度な機能、それを完璧には模倣できてないってこと。
That's interesting. Because if we recall, the Amadeus replica of Maho Hyajo said something a little bit different.
でも ATF でのレスキネン教授の講演だとアマデウスは不必要なことは忘れてしまうって。
ええ、確かに忘れるわ。けど言ったでしょ。私たちはまるで秘密の日記のようにログを取ってるって。
So even if Amadeus mimics forgetting, Amadeus can never truly forget because everything's already being backed up.
結局その中には全ての情報が残ってしまってるわけ。そしてそれをロードしてくれば忘却したはずのデータは私の記憶に戻ってきてしまう。OK？
Although something tells me that Kurisu's mind, actually, though not anywhere near the level of an actual computer database, would actually work very similar. That is to say, I doubt that even if Kurisu kind of forgets, she would only find information and everything will start flooding back to her. In other words, asking her to forget was a waste of time. Indeed it was. She is a artificial intelligence. Need we remind you, Rintaro?
代替案はログを消すことだけど、私にとってログはバックアップだから絶対無理。
Yeah, I think Liskanen and Maho would be very upset if those got deleted.
仮に一箇所だけ消去しても同じ。前後の文脈を参照して、その不自然に消去された箇所を自動的に修復してしまう。
So in other words, Amadeus truly is
それで
incapable
も
of
なん
forgetting.
とか記憶を改ざんしたいというのなら大元のプログラムそのものをいじるしかない。
And I'm pretty sure there would be incredibly potent security measures in place to prevent that sort of thing from happening in the first place. I didn't have that level of access, and I didn't understand how the program worked at all. So basically, until I told Amadeus Kurisu why I called her Christina, she was basically going to keep asking. Even though, well, the real Kurisu Makase, even though she never directly asked Rintaro why he called her Christina to begin with, even though, basically due to mainly the fact that they were continually bickering left, right and centre. In her private moments, she did always wonder why Rintaro called her Christina to begin with. What a pain.
どうしてクリスティーナ？
And there's that ever-present Kurisu curiosity.
本当に引き下がらないな。今すぐ通話を切ってもいいんだぞ。
One might call it curiosity. Yeah, that was a terrible pun. I was blending Kurisu with curiosity, just spelling curiosity with a K instead of a C. That was a lame joke, and I should probably quit while I'm ahead.
そうやって逃げたって今説明した通り私は忘れない。
Yeah, running definitely won't solve any of our problems, Rintaro.
はぐらかされるとかえって気になってしょうがなくなるのよね。
Yeah, and that's not going to change
そ
anytime
れともあ
soon.
えてそうすることで私に構ってほしいっていう合図を送ってる。
It's eerie how much her mannerisms resemble that of Kurisu.
こっちが大学の講義を受けてる最中でもお構いなしで連絡してくるくせに。それだけじゃなく LINE でまでコメントしまくってきて。
So she messages him basically 24/7, and I don't want the load, I want the tips. Rhine. An instant messaging application developed by Itaru Hashida. So Daru is the one who made the Rhine. If both users have it installed, they can communicate with one another via voice and chat. Since it's a privately developed software and isn't available on the internet, right now only Itaru Hashida and his friends and acquaintances can use it. Is that why, could that explain the reason why Rintaro has a completely different phone to the one that he normally has, the one that he normally had in Steins Gate? And it's now Amadeus Kurisu who is surprisingly at a loss for
好奇
words.
心旺盛すぎる。そんな調子で無邪気に首を突っ込むといつか痛い目を見るぞ。
Curiosity killed the cat, as they say, although in your case it killed the Kurisu.
研究者はそれぐらいじゃないとやっていけないのよ。
Something tells me that Amadeus Kurisu is somewhat upset. Not to mention moody. She got mad at me.
そんなにクリスティーナの件が気になるなら推論でも立ててみたらどうだ。
You're a highly functioning AI. You figure it out.
一応いくつかの可能性は考えてはみた。聞いて。
So she's already formed a few conclusions herself, although they are nothing more than theories. I doubt that she could ever figure out the real reason why he referred to her as Christina to begin with. For those of you who have seen my original Let's Play of Steins Gate, you might know the answer to that question. But I'm not going to spoil it here. She's really into this.
可能性その1。あんたはクリスティーナ・なんちゃらという名前のハリウッド女優が好きである。
You hear that sound, listeners? That is the sound of the QI buzzer going off, which means that answer is wrong. Not even
自
close.
分がハリウッド女優並
Amadeus
みの美貌の
Kurisu.
持ち主だとでも？
見た目は関係ない。同じ名前の人に親近感を持つのと似たような意味よ。
Though I think the actual Kurisu probably would be a little bit more vehement than that.
つまりこう言いたいわけか。
Although of course Rintaro and Amadeus Kurisu don't quite have the same level of closeness as the actual Kurisu.
私は岡部倫太郎から親近感を持たれている。
単なる例え話でしょ。言葉通りに受け止めないで。
Although Amadeus Kurisu is once again going into tsundere mode.
冗談だよ。
Whenever I talk to Amadeus Kurisu, I always wanted to tease her. I needed to watch out.
可能性その2。あんたが昔付き合っていた彼女が外国人でクリスティーナっていう名前だった。
Certainly an
ついて
interesting
は
thought,
あんたの絶望的な英語力を聞く限り絶対にないわね。
but once again,
もしかしたら
no points
日
this
本語ペ
time.
ラペラの金髪ブロンド美女と付き合っていたかもしれないだろう。
もしかしたの？
That was a good retort there.
沈黙は敗北を認めることと同意よ。
すいません。
Yeah, we were never going to get anywhere with that line of thinking.
可能性その3。オリジナルの私と面識があって直接あるいは間接的にそう呼んでいた。
And with her third theory, Amadeus Kurisu hits the proverbial nail right on its head. Christina refers to the actual Kurisu Makase. Which
これ
Rintaro
も
knows
確
all
率低
too
いでしょ
well.
うね。そんな風に呼ばれたら私ならこう答える。
And what would that be,
Tina,
Amadeus
get it
Kurisu? Yeah, you're not wrong there. Unfortunately, you are wrong in the fact that Rintaro never once ever, or you're wrong at the fact that Kurisu was never referred to as Christina by Rintaro, because it used to happen a lot. There were a host of other nicknames, but Assistant and Christina were basically the two names at the top of the list. Yeah, that was exactly right. That's exactly what Kurisu said. But I didn't stop, because...
照れくさかったんだ。
And it looks like Rintaro is about to explain the truth to Amadeus Kurisu after all. The genius named Kurisu Makase was the person I always wanted to be.
どういうこと？
素直に名前を呼べないから照れ隠しであえて茶化した言い方をした。
Yeah, that's essentially the reason, and Rintaro pretty much admitted himself as much in the original Steins Gate adventure.
照れくさい。
The fact that, yeah, he found it, he only ever referred to her as Kurisu when things got really serious, but most times he actually found it rather embarrassing to say her name.
ああ、オリジナルだけじゃなくてお前と話すのもだ。
There's that black hole of the abyss looming ever forward, ever closer.
私？
何しろモニターの中にいる女の子と話すなんて一度もない経験だったから。
Because even though Amadeus Kurisu is an artificial rendition of Kurisu Makase, she's too real for her own good.
それはどうも。
And the fact that her mannerisms closely resemble those of Kurisu's isn't going to help matters. In fact, it's only going to make things worse.
なんで赤くなってるんだ？
赤くなんてなってないし。
Unfortunately, your avatar begs to differ, Amadeus Kurisu.
女の子扱いされるなんて思ってもみなかったから、ちょっとびっくりしただけで。
Yeah, I think we're reaching the point of no return. Even that reaction was just like Kurisu.
お前のそういうところが好き。
Unfortunately, fortunately, Rintaro managed to cut himself off before he actually said something that he would truly regret. If he admits to Amadeus Kurisu that he loved the actual Kurisu Makase in a world line where they were barely any more than passing acquaintances, Amadeus Kurisu would have to report that as part of her log to Maho and Leskanen. But things could get pretty bad. I shuddered. What was I about to say? This was a 3D model on the screen, a tiny collection of zeros and ones in the shape of a human. What was I about to say to her? Well, he would have said, if he had said liked as in a friendly like with Kurisu Makase, that would be one thing. But, unfortunately Rintaro Okabe was deeply in love with the Alpha World line Kurisu Makase. And she, of course, inevitably reciprocated those feelings.
私たち知り合いだったのよね。
Yeah, this is probably a good out for us.
つまりあんたとオリジナルの私がっていう意味だけど。
This might actually be the breathing room that we need to steer ourselves clear of the
答えたくない
abyss.
ならそれでいいけど。どういう関係だったの？少し興味ある。
Of course, if we were to actually reveal the true nature of Rintaro and Kurisu's relationship, that would be entirely
クリスティーナ
detrimental.
って呼ばれても私は怒らなかった。怒ったけれどそれでも笑っているした。
Oh, I think it's safe to say that you got mad every single time. And I mean every single time. Unfortunately, this happy memory is only giving way to the dark reality of the Beta World line. The fact that Kurisu's life was taken by none other than her beloved, and she never even realized it. I was hit with a violent urge to throw up. It seems that Rintaro's anxiety is going into overdrive, and he's having a panic attack. I could see Kurisu in front of me, covered in blood. She was looking at me, her eyes cold and sad. And now Rintaro's terror is taking hold. This is very ungood.
どうしたの？ねえ、顔が真っ青。
Yeah, it has to do with you, the actual Amadeus Kurisu. I touched the smartphone and ended the call. It's too much. Then I became too dizzy to stand. Yeah. I think Rintaro has pushed himself too far in this instance. I tried to throw up, but nothing came out. My hands were shaking. That's right. I can't change reality. But there I was, trying to talk to Amadeus Kurisu like nothing had ever happened. I was treating her like the real Kurisu, and trying to avert my eyes from what I'd done. I was just clinging to Amadeus Kurisu. This was wrong. I shouldn't talk to Amadeus Kurisu anymore. It appears the tester experiment has worked a little too well, methinks. The call was from Amadeus Kurisu. Okay, take a few breaths, bring the phone back, and talk to her again. We can do this, Rintaro. And she's definitely looking upset, but also concerned.
なんだじゃない。急に切るなんて失礼。
Yeah, about that.
どうかしたの？
Yeah, let's just say it has to do with your real-life counterpart. And I think Rintaro has
ひどい顔色してる
managed
じ
to
ゃない。
recover somewhat.
本当に何でもない。放っておいてくれ。しばらく連絡してこないでくれると助かる。
Yeah. It appears that Rintaro's trauma is affecting him critically. Maybe it would be best for Amadeus Kurisu to sort of stay out of contact for the
あまり
time
無理
being.
せずに誰か知り合いに連絡しなさいよ。
And like the real Kurisu, Amadeus Kurisu is concerned for Rintaro's safety. Disconnected. Amadeus Kurisu gave up easier than I expected. Maybe she realized that as an artificial intelligence, there was nothing she could do. Or maybe she's once again behaving the way that the actual Kurisu would behave. Realized? I was making her sound like a real person. Well, given how much of a cognitive AI she actually is, she's effectively one step short of actually being a real person. And the second that thought crossed my mind, I almost saw the image of a bloody hand. I gritted my teeth and waited for it to pass. I should really turn my smartphone off until I'd calm down a little. That is very good advice. I believe that is it for this episode of Let's Play Steins Gate Zero. And when we return, hopefully Rintaro will have recovered enough to gain some semblance of normality. And hopefully at some point Ruka might be finished with school and on his way back to Yanabayashi Shrine. Or maybe we might run into Maho and Leskinen of all people. Anyway, as always adventurers, until next we meet.